Mystery sparks curiosity, and curiosity is the heartbeat of attraction. The moment a man reveals everything about himself too soon, he kills the chase before it ever begins. Women are naturally drawn to what they can't fully understand, not what's easily explained or predictable. The unknown keeps their emotions stirred, their thoughts engaged, and their imagination alive. High-value men know this. They understand that silence, restraint, and scarcity amplify their appeal more than constant validation ever could. When you stop oversharing and start letting your actions, confidence, and energy do the talking, you create magnetic tension. That tension makes her wonder, and that wonder turns into obsession. Every unanswered question deepens her emotional curiosity. She starts thinking about you when you're not around, replaying moments and craving clarity that never fully comes. That's how desire is built. Not through explanation, but through controlled mystery. True attraction doesn't bloom in comfort. It grows in curiosity, distance, and anticipation. The man who can stay composed in silence becomes unforgettable, because in a world that overshares, mystery is power. Number 1. Mystery makes her invest emotionally. Mystery makes her invest emotionally because it activates her imagination. When you remain unpredictable and composed, she starts thinking about you more than she intends to. The human mind hates uncertainty, so when she can't easily figure you out, she begins to chase clarity. And that chase becomes emotional investment. She replays your conversations, analyzes your tone, and overthinks your silence. Every unanswered question makes her more curious, and that curiosity turns into attachment. The less you reveal, the more she values the little she knows. Each detail about you becomes rare, almost sacred. You're no longer just another man. You become a puzzle she feels compelled to solve. That's how desire quietly builds. Not through constant communication, but through controlled distance. When you give her space to wonder, you make her feel something most men can't: emotional tension. And once she's emotionally hooked, her curiosity keeps her chasing more of you. Number 2. Mystery commands respect. Mystery commands respect because a man who doesn't feel the need to explain himself instantly stands apart. He doesn't chase approval or validation. He moves with quiet certainty. His silence speaks louder than words, making people lean in to understand him. That kind of composure shows control, and control is power. When a man can stay calm, measured, and unbothered, it tells the world he's not desperate for attention. He chooses where to give it. That level of restraint builds authority and confidence without saying a word. In a culture obsessed with oversharing, mystery becomes magnetic. The less he reveals, the more others want to know. Women respect men who aren't trying to prove their worth because it shows they already know it. Silence forces others to listen, and presence becomes the loudest statement in the room. The quiet man doesn't compete for space, he commands it. That's the difference between being noticed and being respected. Number 3. Mystery fuels desire. Mystery fuels desire, and desire isn't created by constant access. It's born in the space of uncertainty. When a man isn't always available, it forces a woman to crave his time, his energy, and his presence. That distance doesn't weaken attraction, it strengthens it. The unknown becomes magnetic, pulling her in without her even realizing it. Every unanswered question makes her more curious. Every pause makes her lean in closer, and every act of restraint makes her value your attention more. A man who doesn't reveal everything keeps her imagination alive. She starts replaying his words, wondering what he's thinking, where he is, and what he's doing. That curiosity turns into emotional investment, and that investment becomes desire. The mysterious man doesn't need to chase. He knows that silence can speak louder than any compliment. He moves with confidence, not desperation. And that control, that calm presence, is what separates a man she forgets from the one she can't stop thinking about. Number 4. Mystery protects your power. Mystery protects your power because it keeps you in control. The moment you start oversharing, you hand people the blueprint to your emotions, and that's how they learn to manipulate you. When everyone knows your moves, your motives, and your mindset, you lose the advantage. Power thrives in silence, not exposure. A man who can keep his emotions, plans, and intentions to himself is a man who can't be easily played. He moves quietly, thinks deeply, and reveals little. That's what makes him unpredictable. And unpredictability commands respect. Calmness becomes his armor, and composure becomes his weapon. He doesn't need to prove anything because his restraint says it all. Mystery keeps others guessing and forces them to meet him on his terms. It's not about hiding who you are, it's about protecting what matters most: your energy, your focus, and your peace. True strength isn't loud or visible. It's silent, controlled, and mysterious. Number 5. Mystery separates you from the average man. Mystery separates you from the average man because most men expose everything too soon, thinking honesty and constant access build attraction. But in truth, oversharing and overpursuing only destroy intrigue. When a man makes himself too available, he removes the thrill of discovery that keeps a woman invested. The mysterious man, however, moves differently. He's calm, disciplined, and deliberate, never rushing to explain, prove, or impress. His silence speaks louder than words because it shows confidence, not confusion. He doesn't chase validation or beg for attention. He lets curiosity do the work for him. That sense of control draws her in because she can't quite read him, and that's what keeps her coming back. Every unanswered question becomes an invitation for her imagination to run wild. In a world full of men trying too hard to be seen, the mysterious man stands alone, unbothered and in control. He becomes unforgettable not by doing more, but by revealing less. He's not just another chapter in her story. He's the mystery that keeps her turning the pages. Ultimately, mystery remains a man's most powerful weapon in dating because it shifts the dynamic in his favor, making her invest, chase, and wonder. When you stop trying to prove your worth and instead move with quiet confidence, you naturally become magnetic. A man who controls his energy, his presence, and his words instantly stands apart from the crowd. Women are drawn to what they can't easily read, and that intrigue keeps you in their thoughts long after you're gone. True attraction doesn't come from constant access. It comes from controlled distance. The less you reveal, the more valuable your attention becomes. So stay calm, stay focused, and let your mystery speak louder than your words ever could.